Okay, so you have been tirelessly pumping for like 15 minutes and you are just about at that recommended PSI. You're worn out and you're ready to go paddle. So you come over and you're taking out the tube, and what happens? Ah! The air is coming out, you scramble. Okay, you put this on and you think you're good to go. You are not good to go. Here's why. Your valve was not closed. Let's take a closer look here. So if we look at this, okay, the label around the valve typically has your recommended PSI. Now, when I open this, you can see air is still going to be coming out. Okay, you can hear it. My valve is not closed. Now, if we get a closer look, okay, you can see the valve position is about level. It's about flush here, okay, with the edges of this ring. Now, to actually close a valve, I'm going to push down, and depending on the board, you may push down and let it go to the right, like mine, and you can see mine popped up. Now the valve is closed, no air is coming out. And if we look even closer, okay, we zoom in a little bit, we can see that this valve is elevated slightly above this lower ring, okay, it's slightly above. Now, if I push it down and turn it again, now the air is coming out, you can hear it, okay, and it's lower, it's in the lower position, it's flush with this lower ring. So, lower is open, air comes out. Down and let it pop up, up is closed. So when I pop up the board, I want this valve closed, all right? So I'm going to put my pump back in. This is the biggest mistake a lot of new paddlers make, okay? They put this guy in, they put this in, and they think it's closed, and they think that they're good to go. After all the air escapes, you're not. Now my board, I didn't inflate it all the way today, but typically you can lose like up to 5 PSI in seconds because this board gets so pressurized that even if, you know, your air is escaping for a couple seconds, you are not good. You're probably at like 10 PSI or lower, depending on what your max PSI is, and you're gonna get out in the water and you're gonna feel really unstable and wobbly. So you're gonna have to reassess, recheck, get this back on, and look at your PSI, start pumping, okay? It's not just gonna register right away. You gotta start pumping a little bit, and you may have to pump another 5 or 10 minutes, just depending on how much air you lost. So realize that, okay? Once you put the lid on, doesn't mean you're good to go. And so what I typically do is say I'm done for the day, all right? I'm done for the day. I'm going to reopen my valve by pushing it down to the right or left, and I roll up my board, okay? So at the end of the day, I've rolled from the nose to the tail. Before I pack in the board, I'm going to close my valve again. Push it down, allow it to pop up, okay? Make sure no air is escaping, and I'm ready to go for my next sup adventure. It's already open, it's already closed, it's locked, so I'm ready to pump up, okay? So it just saves me a step, because I've been lazy and I've actually accidentally left my valve open and pumped up my board, and that same thing has happened to me. So I've made that mistake as well. So learn from my mistakes, pump your board up properly. You're gonna have a much better experience in the water if your board is properly inflated to the correct PSI.